Hey, good morning. It's the time to, move the car. What I call the alternate side talk show. I'm here in the car. You know how it is. Tuesday crew. Tuesday crew is rough. They get up early. You got to move them. But don't you worry. I am here. I moved my car. I'm good. Don't you worry. I moved my car. I'm up at 6:30 every Tuesday to move my car. I get in the car. I move it approximately 15 feet across the street. And now I'm sitting here. So, uh, how are you doing this morning? Good. I got my coffee. I go down the street to the Plymouth Cafe, get my coffee. It is not very good coffee, but it does the job at 6:30 in the morning when I'm trying to stay awake in the car. I'm afraid of, I know it's not in a garage, but, getting a carbon monoxide poisoning in the car. So I get out, I move around, I come back in. But when it's really cold, I take a chance I'm going to die in the car. As long as I'm not in a garage, I should be okay. Anyway, good morning. How are you guys doing? I'm feeling pretty good. Uh, I should say guy. There's only one person watching. It's all right. So, how you doing? I'm hanging out in the car. I got about another 15 minutes before I can safely leave the car and get back into the house, but uh, it's not so great. Hopefully, next time I'll have a guest for the morning talk show. It'd be pretty great. Get a stranger walking by to sit in the car with me. I think that's pretty good. So this is the alternate side talk show. I'm sitting here in my car, just waiting for counting the minutes. I like to sit in the car, have a coffee, listen to NPR. I was listening before. So what's in the news so far? More Trump. What are you going to do? He's the president, right? Everyone's sad except for the people who voted for him, who are not so sad, but they should be sad because really, what have they done to the country? It's not so great. Not so good. Yeah. And this, you got the FBI, you got the Supreme Court. There's nothing good going on. The news is terrible everywhere. But that's the news, right? That's how they keep you scared. It's like cops, drug war propaganda. Oh man, what's wrong with Cuomo? Why won't he give us the good medical marijuanas? That's what people say. That's what some people say. They say, Cuomo's like, medical marijuana is okay, but you got to have these crazy hoops you got to jump through. But California, that's too crazy with everyone enjoying the marijuana. No, ugh, Cuomo, he's a he's a jerk. Yeah. But what's with the younger guy on the new, like, was it CNN? Or is it MSNBC? I don't know. Oh, I don't watch any of that mainstream media. Oh, it's lies. Lies. All lies. That's a good cup of joe. Hope you're having a good cup of joe this morning. You may have just woken up. I woke up an hour ago to move this car across the street. Let me tell you, I spent a good amount of time digging out on Sunday. Luckily, the super of a nearby building handed me one of those ice chippers. Otherwise, I would have been stabbing at the snow with a stick, like I had been doing for an hour or so before he showed up. I'm not holding it against him that he didn't show up earlier. It was a good thing that he came, but it was a helpful tool to have to chop up the snow. I'll tell you that much. It hastened the snow removal, and I enjoyed it much more than stabbing the snow with a stick, which is what I had been doing. So getting my car across the street, the approximate 20 feet, was a delight this morning. No trouble, but I saw a parent of one of Asher's former classmates desperately trying to get their car off of some sort of snow embankment that they had jammed it up on. Did I help? No. Gonna be honest there. I could have helped, but I chose not to. I had coffee and bacon, egg, and cheese to eat, to sit in my car. I opted to do that. I saw him move the car later, so I know he eventually was able to get free. That's my daily admission of guilt and shame. So, I feel that makes me more relatable to you. I hope that you'll see that we are so alike, everyone. And if everyone could just see that, there'd be a lot less hate in the world. I mean, I hate plenty of stuff, but I guess there should be less of the hate. But I do my part to hate, but also to, I guess, mitigate other kinds of hate so it's less hate. It's kind of a, what is it, a carbon offset kind of thing, carbon credit, but it's like a hate credit. So I got a lot of hate credits built up. If people want to buy some hate credits off me, that'd be pretty handy if I could do that. And not the racial hate, that kind of like pointless rage. No, this is good hate. You want this hate. If you don't have any hate, you can buy some of my hate credits off of me. I've built up quite a few. Anyway, hey Penny, thanks for tuning in. You don't want me to let random people into my car? I do want to. I've thought about seeing if people in the who are also in the alternate side parking game would like to come and chat about the joy of alternate side parking. A lot of times people say, why don't you just get a parking spot? Like, you should see my bank account. Then you'd know why I don't have a parking spot. In New York, a parking spot nearby costs hundreds of dollars a month, if not more. And, I bet this guy is moving his car because he thinks I'm filming him because he's on the other side. He's also parked in a spot that will be illegal in just 30 minutes. And then he can get a giant $75 parking ticket. Now, the question is the city actually going to do something with all this built-up snow on the other side that I had to dig out from? I doubt it. But we still got to go through the motions. Thanks, de Blasio. People be throwing that dude some hate. Is it just because he's kind of like a wishy-washy mayor that doesn't seem to do very much? And remember all those cops turned their backs on him? Oh, the shame. The shame he must have felt. And those brave cops turning their backs on that guy. Woof. That is a true display of onerous rejection, if that is the thing. So, I'm glad everyone could tune in this morning to Alternate Side Talk. It's been a pleasure. I hope that, I don't know how the streaming goes with the video these days. I am just using the T-Mobile because it is the unlimited. Of course, I switched to T-Mobile because of the unlimited, because of my older son was incapable of not watching videos on his phone all the day. But I've since figured out how to stop that from happening. But now it's too late. I've already moved over to T-Mobile. Lost all of my AT&T privileges. I'm not bitter. I've moved on. Everything seems to be okay as far as, the T-Mobile plan. Man, I've seen 2 people ride their bikes by me today. I guess I would have done that a decade ago. Although it is mighty damp in those streets. So I hope that you have a plan for all of the city grit that will be on your butt and your legs. David Link, thank you for wishing me a day of enjoyment. You as well. And to everyone who's watching, all 2 of you. Oh, I will not be moving the car tomorrow. It's only a 1-day-a-week thing, thank goodness. Unless I forget to come home on time and move the car, then I will be moving the car on Wednesday. But Wednesday crew is so much chiller. You can actually sleep in an extra half an hour and not have to rush to get the car in. And Wednesday end of day move is also more chill. You can just show up much later. Today I'll have to leave work early and come home and move my car and sit in the car again. because that's the way it is. Now, this is different. When I used to live on the Upper West Side, I used to have to move my car, and it was the kind of thing where there's parking on both sides of the street, so you have to double park for like 3 hours in the middle of the day, and you have to leave a note on your car. This is back in the mid '90s. You have to leave a note in your car with your pager number on it, so you could be like, "Hey, if you need to move your car, page me." And the amount of times where I would be like, "I'm going to go back upstairs and go to sleep," and people would be paging me to move my car, and I would not be awake. But it'd be like the middle of the day. Who's moving their car in the middle of the day? In a residential neighborhood? Come on. Come on. What do you expect? But that was awful. And you had to do it twice a week. And I got plenty of tickets. That was a real bummer. Oh, but that was when I had Muffin, the blue Volvo, or War Muffin. Once I adopted it, it was the War Muffin. But and that car was a tank with a terrible fan that sounded like a chicken. Like when you turn on the fan, it would go until it got up to speed, and then it would stop. It was good times, good times. Anyhow, so what's happening in your world, everybody? Nobody watching? That's okay. I'm just glad that I was able to brighten up some mornings with the people who check Facebook before 8 a.m. or 7 a.m., depending on your time zone. And, maybe, having a guest would be difficult. Don't you think? It'd be like, "Hey, what's going on? I'm over here with this guy or girl or gender neutral person, I suppose." Hey, Facebook, thanks for spreading the word that I'm live. It's super not important. This is just for me. Yep. Yeah. Well, I'm just glad that enough people were like, "All right, check in on Lou. He's live." All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for this morning's alternate side talk. I'm glad that you could all tune in with me and listen to a little bit of the early morning rant. This has been Lou Fernandez from his car on Pineapple Street saying, see you soon. Bye-bye.